Okay, it's right at 11, so we're going to go ahead and kick it off. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We are here to explore how ReVI, our AI-driven call recording and analysis platform, is transforming the way public safety answering points, also known as PSAPs, are operating. Over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to introduce you to ReVI, highlight its capabilities, and set the stage for a live demonstration that's going to showcase its power in action for the second half of the 15 minutes. So let's start by addressing the critical issue. Traditional call recording systems, while essential, are having significant limitations. And what do those look like? Manual processes, manual audio retrieval, searching for specific calls can take hours or even days. Manual scanning of calls, operators having to manually scan recordings to find key moments. Transcription inefficiencies, right? Transcribing segments is slow and prone to human error. QA processes, evaluating calls is manual, inconsistent, and time intensive. Sensitive information redaction. This is going to require meticulous manual review to ensure compliance. And this, in general, reporting bottlenecks, right? We're generating reports takes significant effort and time to get the view and information that's needed. These inefficiencies make it difficult to scale, ensure accuracy, and optimize response times in high-pressure environments. So ReVI, how is it going to transform this process? Well, it's going to eliminate the manual bottlenecks and make every step of the process faster, smarter, and more efficient. So audio retrieval will now be AI-powered for keyword and phrase searching. It'll locate it in seconds. So think of a ReVI allowing you to search for calls based on keywords within the call itself and not just the metadata like today's current search option. So you could actually search, can you show me calls that mention ambulance? And it'll pull up all of the calls that mention the word ambulance within the call itself, just as one example. Secondly, listening to calls. You can skip full recordings and just access the transcripts instantly. Transcription, right? It'll now be an automatic, highly accurate transcription process, eliminating that human effort. So you can also search within these transcripts, and it will take you directly to where that word or phrase is mentioned, which we'll see in the live demonstration. The QA side of things, quality assurance. AI will evaluate calls automatically based on preset standards, ensuring consistent and unbiased reviews. So our ReVI platform, which I'll show in the live demonstration, its background for QAs, it actually creates the form based off of 800 industry-specific NINA and APCO approved questions, and it will generate a custom QA form for every single call, and then it's going to grade that call automatically. And what's great about this, think of situations where it has multiple different scenarios of calls. So where calls might fall into more than one category. This new AI method of quality assurance is going to ensure that the best form is utilized each time depending on the call's specific needs. So if there's a burglary, but then someone got hurt, but then a fire got started, or you're just looking at all different types of forms that would normally be used, well, now AI is going to create the custom form for that situation and grade it. Next up is redaction, right? Sensitive information. The credit card numbers, any HIPAA data, anything that's private information will be automatically identified and removed from transcripts based off, what you select in the platform. We know that the current methods for redaction are manual and tedious, and many PSAPs struggle to be in compliance due to the effort that's required. Now that AI has come into the industry to offer automatic redaction, we'll start to see this requirement tighten in regulations as AI redaction becomes the norm. With ReVI, you can select what certifications that each user has, such as PCI, CJIS, and HIPAA, to only show the sensitive information that the user has access to. The rest of the sensitive data will be redacted automatically in both the audio, the summaries, and the transcriptions, which again we'll see in the live demonstration. Reporting. AI-generated automatic reports will summarize key insights instantly. There's so much more to come on this front, but for now, ReVI can be utilized to build and set the automatic reports for call data. Call summaries. This is an exciting one that I think is undervalued right now. Long calls are now going to be condensed into concise summaries. This will save time while maintaining key details. Speaker recognition. This is our newest addition to the ReVI family of services, and it's an AI that can detect, filter, and label people speaking in a call by the sound of their voice. Revcord has had this ability to match test voice samples with employees so that their voices can automatically be detected in calls. This is going to open the path to so much more to come in the arena. So let's talk about the practical benefits for PSAPs. With ReVI, PSAPs can experience faster response times, taking those hours to seconds, enhanced operator efficiency, less time searching, more time handling things that matter, improved training in QA, right? The automatic reports for the QA not only will save so much time on the form being created automatically and automatically being graded, but it also allows for more unique training opportunities. Greater compliance and security, automated redaction of sensitive information. This is going to keep data secure and compliant. And then more accurate decision making. AI-powered reports and summaries ensure leaders have the right data at the right time. So again, manual to automatic. So let's talk about ReVI's closed AI model and why this matters. Okay, so unlike open AI models that continuously train on external data, ReVI operates within a secure closed AI model designed specifically for PSAPs and emergency communication environments. So in these situations, things that become important, privacy and security first, right? Data is going to be processed locally or within a controlled cloud environment. There'll be no external AI exposure. Bias prevention, trained specifically for public safety use cases, reducing false positives and irrelevant insights. Consistent, reliable outputs. Unlike adaptive models, ReVI is going to deliver consistent AI-driven results that don't shift unpredictably over time. And then customizable AI rules. Tailored keyword redaction and evaluation criteria are going to ensure that ReVI aligns with your operational needs. This approach is going to guarantee accuracy, reliability, and data security, critical for PSAP environments. And I want to say that the closed model is so important. When you're looking for, your AI solution, make sure that you ask them what kind of model they have, what kind of language they're using. ReVI specifically, we built ours in-house. It's all closed. It's all from the ground up. And think of it in its infant stage. It's AI. It's going to learn. And so the more that it's utilized, the more that it gets put out there, the smarter it will become. Because it's closed, it's only pulling from relevant industry information. So it's going to get, every time it gets smarter, it's going to get exponentially smarter, tailored specifically for our industry. So it's very important to remember. So let's talk about understanding and embracing AI, right? It's not just an innovation, it's a transformation, right? You need to understand and embrace AI. This is going to be critical to continuing to grow and reshape every industry, not just our own. I like to say that AI is not replacing jobs. It's allowing us to reallocate those resources to things that matter most, all right? AI creates proactive efficiencies. These were once thought impossible, is going to enable faster, more effective decision making. And then AI is everywhere. It's transforming how we work, communicate, solve complex problems. This is every corner of the world. It's already here, but we're still in the infant stages of it. So if you're seeing what it's doing already, imagine where it's going to go. And, AI is going to be the ultimate tool of the future, okay? And it's here now. So it's going to empower organizations to operate smarter, faster, more effectively than ever before. By embracing AI, we're going to unlock new possibilities and drive meaningful improvements in public safety, operational efficiency, and really overall decision-making. Something to embrace. So at this point, I'd like to just go ahead and prepare for the live demonstration. We seem to be right on time here. Now that you understand, kind of the gist of ReVI and how it works and why it's so impactful to look at AI, we're going to move to this live demonstration, and I will show you the manual to automatic processes that we've discussed, the power of instant automated transcription, ReVI retrieving specific calls, AI-driven call summaries, and the automatic reporting. So bear with me while I transition. Okay, so what you're going to see on the screen now, I have logged in to our demo MMS. Any of our partners that are on the call, you have access to this. Everyone has their own logins, and if you don't know what that is, please contact us after the webinar. Moment. So let's go over what some key pieces about ReVI that are in here. So first thing, I'm under the search category, as you can see, which pulls up all the calls. If I were to scroll over here, and again, these columns can all be preset, but we're not having a training on the MMS today, so I want to focus on the ReVI items. But here you'll see these blue labeled icons. This is where ReVI comes into play. You'll notice that transcription is going automatically. This is actually a service called RevSTT, or Rev Speech to Text. It's a separate service, but now that we have ReVI being launched March 1st, this is included in ReVI as well as part of the services. So if I were to come over here and hit view, it would actually show me the transcription. I might need to refresh my page because we are having some internet issues where I've been, so I apologize. 1 second. So once you click view, it actually shows you the entire transcription of what it's stating out here. So I hit the Jackson one. So you can actually confirm which one you hit on by looking at the very first sentence here. It'll match the first sentence of the transcription. That question's been asked before. I have my login parameters set to where I have to have my information redacted. You can actually choose per user what information that they can see, dependent on PCI, HIPAA, or CGIS. I have selected mine as if I cannot see any of those. So they'll be redacted for me. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so if I wanted to come in here, I could actually search anything that, any of these words that were in here. So for instance, if I wanted to search burglary, I can see it'll show me every instance where this is mentioned, which in this call, it's only mentioned once, but there it is right there. It would bring up some arrows over here where I could go to the next one and the next one in this call. Real quick, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, allow me to show you ReVI down here in the corner. This is how you can speak to the AI tool. And so I'm just going to do an example. I would like it to show all calls that mention burglary, since we were on that. So it'll process for a minute. And within seconds, it'll have this pulled up. Any call in the system or whatever the parameters you set mention the word burglary. And since this is a demo system, I'm sure on a real system it would have many more. But on our demo, all of these would be mentioning burglary. The one that I had just hit, that I had marked, it shows right here. I can go to another one, do the same thing. I can actually see the burglary word already there, but there it is. So every single call that mentions the word burglary will be right in here. I can actually choose at this point, it'll ask me, would you like to create a playlist? I can actually say yes. And it'll say, hey, enter a name for this. And I'm going to say, call this burglaries. Oh, I already made that before. And it says, do you want to navigate here? And I'll say, yes, please navigate here. And so now it's taken me to the burglaries playlist. It will actually take you to this screen because I've already created that before. It took me to my list of playlists. But if it's a brand new name, it's going to take you right here to the incident report. And from here, you can choose to have the timeline view, the list view, and you can actually, if you have the geo information for that call, you can actually map it. We don't have it in our demo one, but if you do, it can show you on the map where these incidents were located. You can actually add files. So now you can have pictures, you can have, any sort of things you want to upload, and they'll be right here for you. Incident creation immediately. So going back to our calls here. So I'd actually like to show you the reporting here in just a moment. There's a couple areas I didn't mention yet, so I'd like to talk on those. So not just this transcription and being able to view the transcriptions, but within here, we actually have some new features that have been added in our beta version, which is custom redaction. Now, this is redaction keywords. I want to make it specific here. This requires you to say like phone numbers, addresses. It's not specific words, although it will do specific words. It's meant to be smarter than that. And you can actually say, maybe you're someone that has everything redacted or certain things redacted, and you need other things redacted that aren't in there. You can just say phone numbers, and it will redact all phone numbers in that call. By just, once you hit it, it'll just black them out. So this one's already redacted everything that can be redacted, so I can't show it on that, but that's how that would work. Okay. And then we have a speaker recognition that I had mentioned in the first part of the webinar. So what's great about this is our newest add-on for ReVI. It's now training the AI to learn voices, right? And this is how you can assist it in learning it. So you can go from the call itself and select a user that you have set up in here, or just do a general test speaker 1 and have it labeled later on. Every single user, if you're an admin, you'll be able to see manage voice profiles in your setup. Which will be listed here. And you can actually go in and train it by submitting, you can either record it right from your computer or submit a file that you've already recorded and help train the AI what your voice sounds like. We recommend probably a 2-minute recording to do that. If you're not an admin, when you log in, you'll still see your voice profile where you can go in and do the same just for you. Okay. And so much more to come on this endeavor, but so far we've gotten to this point to help train the AI to recognize voices and label them. Also, the summary I had mentioned before, let me see if I can find a longer call. Here's a 13-minute call, right? So it's going to have a bigger summary. And what's great about this is it will still redact it, but instead of listening to a 13-minute call, you can just get a gist of what was that call about? Give me an idea. Make sure, is it the one I really want? Or just tell me what's kind of going on. And it will still redact the information there as well. Probably the most exciting part outside of redaction is the automatic QA, as I mentioned before. So I can click into here. This is the form based off the call. It does it for every single call. It creates this custom form based off what it heard. And they are approved APCO NINA questions. And again, that list is in the hundreds. I think we're between 600 and 800 right now and still growing on the list of questions that have already been approved industry-wide that it pulls from. And it scores it, right? And, you can see good scores, bad scores, but it's all dependent on the type of form that it creates. Now, let's see an example of how to pull reporting of that. So if you go to your report section, and I apologize again for the internet. But if you go to your report section and pull up ReVI while you're in reports, you can actually have it assist you. For instance, show all QA calls that are under 50%, right? And it'll ask you to select what kind of report you would like. I'm going to go with tabular. And right here, it shows me every single call that's in here. You can see dispatch 1, 1,900 calls that are under 50%. But let's look at one that, only has 1. So 1014, that channel, there's only 1 call. So let's go take a look at that to confirm. It should be under 50%. So we'll go to our search, and you can extract that report as well through an Excel, a PDF, and I'll go back and show you where that button is. But if I come here and I go to line 1014, there it is. think it was and I say, show me, I think it was last month. Right here on top. This should be it. Yeah, under 50%. And there it is. The other two would be over 50. So as an example of how that translates into the actual calls. So going back to the report, I'll just put something generic for now. And anything you discuss for ReVI in the reporting section will happen as a report. So here we go, showing all calls. And if I wanted to extract this, I just come over here to this icon, and you can do an Excel, a PDF, a Word document, and it just gives you all the information on those calls. And so that's the gist of ReVI for today. There's so much more you can do within it on the things you can ask it to do and how you can transmit that. But without getting it more into an MMS training, that's been the live demonstration for ReVI. And I appreciate everyone's time. If you have questions, I'd be more than happy to take those. We have a little bit of extra time on the call. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to take those now or send out a summary with them. There will be a recording of this. Go ahead.
Shay, this is Bill Joyner with Sound. I was just wondering, are you running English, or do you have any support for any other languages, specifically? So of course, Spanish I'm looking at, but I mean, is it English based now, moving to languages in the future?
Yeah, so it is English based, but I believe they actually are working on Spanish.
Yeah, okay. So
Texas. So let me see where we are on that.
okay.
The official launch is March 1st, but they might have actually already have that part done. I just haven't seen it.
Okay. The second thing is you brought up a little bit about, you said cloud. I know it was closed cloud because you're focusing it specifically for public safety, but you also said was it premise, cloud, or premise? I wasn't sure. I didn't understand that, whether your transcription can be run locally or everything's running in some sort of cloud that you have to have connection to. Is that?
Oh, yes. So
okay.
I was talking about the closed AI model is kind of where I was talking about those points.
Okay.
And it is a secure connection.
Yep. Okay.
But it does have that, yes.
Okay, so you're running your transcription and your AI in a closed, secure like cloud.
Correct.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Of course. Any other questions? Thank you so much.